Slumped over in a metal chair, a beaten soldier awakens, disoriented and confused. Dangling drool mixed with blood slides off his lips and into his lap. He jumps up, cracking his head on a suspended lampshade just as his handcuffs yank him back into his seat. "Help!" he screams repeatedly. He follows the looped handcuffs underneath his chair and tries his strength to break the chains, but fails. It somehow magnetized to the ground along with the table in front of him. The thin metal bracelets slice into his pale wrist and evoke pain. His arm cannon, AC, has been removed off his forearm and he's defenseless. The light continues to sway the room, which helps him get familiar with this dark, secluded room. He uses his shoulder to wipe the spit from his cheek and a sharp pain vibrates through his jaw. On top of the table, he spots a manila folder with his name on it. Officer Gray. He stretches forward and drags the folder closer with his chin. He bites the top flap and opens the file to read. It reveals his personal data in detail and all the crimes he has committed. What in the world? Gray uses his chin to swipe to the second page and finds dozens of candid pictures and documented conversations with his colleagues. Defeated, Gray slams his head on the table. "Yep, this is it. I've bitten way more than I can chew. Ha! I knew I should have left when I had the chance." Suddenly, a revolving door reels open and the room's fluorescent lights power the corners of the room. Gray pops up, squinted and predicting the worst. He watches a stoic woman enter inside and lock the door behind her with a keypad code. "Welcome, officer." She struts forward with shiny weapons bouncing off her hips and exotic wedges clapping on the cement floor. She closes his folder and sits on the edge of the table. "I'm so glad to finally meet you, Gray. It sucks that it's under these circumstances, but you're really hard to catch up with. Can I get you anything? Water, tea, or juice?" "I'll take a watermelon margarita, 2 olives, and the key to these handcuffs." She laughs. "In due time. I just want to ask you a few questions first." Gray cries. "Before you start, can I just ask who designed this room? I really like the upholsteries and the artwork, and don't get me started with the acoustics. It's begging me to sing." Gray sings a note and comically modulates a key. She smiles. "They were right. I can see how your sense of humor can get you out of a lot of tight situations. But if you must, we've taken you to an IOTA interrogation loft." "IOTA? Whoa! I think you all are taking my minor misdemeanors a little too serious, don't you think?" "No sin is smaller than the next." "I disagree." And that's the problem. We're living in a world that loves to point out the fault in others and then justify their own sin. But the truth is, the Arvely wants you purged off this ship no matter what. "For what?" Let's skip past that because we have the power to expunge everything you've committed. I can see that you have good intentions and can be used immensely in our organization. With all due respect, I wouldn't be caught dead working for the IOTAs. You are all crooked." She ignores the insult and uses a finger to comb her red hair behind her ear. She picks up his folder. Let's see, theft, vandalism, card possession, disorderly conduct, public intoxication, assault, and 4 counts of trespassing. Great, I don't think you have much of a choice. I'm willing to make this go away if you help us. I'll even throw in one of those IOTA arm cannons. Gray shrugs. "In exchange for what?" The mysterious woman smiles and seductively asks, "To help us find Nulo." Gray frowns. "What makes you think I know where he's at?" She grabs a handful of pictures and deals them on his lap. "Because we've seen the two of you together, and we know you're secretly planning something. All you have to do is find Nulo wearing this tracking device and let us hear what he knows." Gray leans back in his chair and sighs. How did I get myself into this? Narrated by Nia Watenza. Authored by Dion Lack. Voyage of Truth. Now available. Audiobook does not contain music, foley, and/or sound effects. The imagery in this excerpt was used for promotional use only.